What's up, everyone? It's Willette with Urbex and Coasters, and today I am at Bobbejaanland Land. Not exactly sure how you pronounce the name of this park, but anyway, this park does have a couple of cool coasters that I would like to highlight, so let's go do that. So first we've got Typhoon here, and you're probably thinking from looking at that loop that this is some sort of Pinfari Zyklon. Nope, it's a Eurofighter, and it runs pretty smooth, I can say, from the rides that I got on it. And this is the best Eurofighter that I've ridden in the past month. So that is Rock Bottom Plunge and Falcon that I am saying that I am preferring Typhoon to. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It very much looks like a Pinfari, but it rides like a good Eurofighter though. You can see this double Heartline roll. I think it would be cool if it was a Lagoon roll, personally. Also, like we saw with Formula X, as you can see, this is on a steel platform. This is not bolted to a concrete foundation. So this Eurofighter is meant to be moved, I guess. So I guess we can say this is the other Typhoon, less hang-timey, but probably the more fun ride, I would say, because it's a coaster. And then right next to Typhoon, we have not 325. That is not 325. And unlike Typhoon, this ride does sit on a permanent concrete foundation. But anyway, you can take a look at this. It's got several launches into spikes, forwards and backwards sections. It does have voting for either forwards or backwards, and I have my thoughts about that I'm gonna get into in a second. But anyway, I'm gonna say the launch into this top hat thingy, that top hat gives some decent air time. Then we've got a corkscrew here, decent hang time. Some decent air time there into the loop. And then, so it's a short ride, but it does manage to be longer than it looks because of having forwards and backwards sections. But I do want to talk about the voting. So, you know, you're already going to the trouble to have two separate lines for forwards and backwards. I get that the voting is part of what you want to market the ride as, but seriously? I think that the voting should be which line do you get in. Do you get in the forwards line or the backwards line? Not do you get in a forwards line or do you get in a voting line? Like, I mean, let people decide their ride and have their vote before they ride. So that's my thoughts on the whole voting situation with not 325. And as you can see, we've got dinosaurs in this park. Huehosaurus. So is there a Huehosaurus roll on this? Would it be the loop of Typhoon, I guess? The Huehosaurus roll? And when talking about the other coasters in this park, they've got a suspended Vekoma coaster, a suspended swinging Vekoma coaster. It was my first Vekoma suspended swinging coaster, and I mean, I thought it was pretty cool to be floorless and swinging, so that was a cool supporting coaster. They also have a Vekoma that has the longest trains I have ever seen on a coaster, like 30-something vehicles on the train, and I thought that was pretty cool to see. Also, I want to say, their Mauer spinner here, garbage. I mean, it's worse than the standard layout. Just do the standard layout if you want a Mauer spinner. You look at the track and it looks like it should be the better ride because it has that spine that you would think would make it more intense, but no. It was the worst Mauer spinner I have done. Also, just to quote myself from earlier, there's a mouse! There's a mouse! And their mouse is pretty weak here. Yeah, it's one of the worst mice I've done. Not the absolute worst, that's for sure, but also, yeah, their mouse, not great here. And of course, we've got their Vekoma family coaster, which has some nice visuals over water, but that's really all it has going for it. And then it's got two dark rides. One of them is a log flume that does get you wet, but it has some nice visuals. The other is a mock shooter, and I thought it was decent, but I know that it has some poor reviews from what I've seen, but you know, that's a brief rundown on some of the rides that this park has. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a smaller park, but for Fury and Typhoon, it's definitely worth coming here and making this park a priority park. And I'd say that this is a good place to come.